Welcome to Gospel Greetings number 72. Last week we talked about beneficial communications from Ephesians 4:29, which says, "Let no corrupt communication come out of your mouth, but only that which is edifying and beneficial." We saw that we needed a change of heart so that our words would change too. I included prayers of confession and commitment for your communication in the notes last week. This week, we will be discussing truthful, loving communications from Ephesians 4:15, which says, "Therefore, speak the truth in love, so we shall fully grow up into Christ." Speaking truth in a loving way. It almost sounds like an oxymoron. I watched a brother deal with a very difficult employee dismissal this week. It was complicated and difficult, yet he courageously spoke truth and he spoke love. The situation is now resolved, but it took skill. You may be saying, "Oh gosh, I need help in this area. How do I get better at this?" Well, Augsburger wrote a best-selling book on exactly this topic to help us called Caring Enough to Confront. Many have found the biblical truths in this book helpful in work settings. And the first chapter centers around Ephesians 4:15 and is aptly called Communication as Speaking the Truth in Love. And then he has brackets, caring and confronting. And he calls this carefronting. He took the word confronting, which usually has a negative connotation associated with it, and replaced negativity with a positive aspect. You see, caring is certainly a good trait to have. So carefronting means caring for someone enough to confront them in times of conflict. Augsburger emphasizes that only if we truly value the relationship will we maintain it through carefronting. Letting conflict build under the surface is not the way to maintain a healthy relationship. Augsburger argued that we must confront our issues with people and learn to effectively deal with them. Now, what exactly does he mean by carefronting? Augsburger describes 5 different ways of dealing with conflict and correction. Only one of these is what he's talking about. Well, let's look at number 1. It says, "I'll get him." This is truth with a vendetta or confronting without any care. Not what he wants. Number 2, "I'll get out." You leave the organization completely due to the conflict. This is neither caring nor confronting. This is running. Number 3, "I'll give in." You give in to unreasonable demands or unacceptable service levels. This is caring for a person, but never confronting. Number 4, "I'll meet you halfway." This sounds good. We'll split the difference, but you don't really deal with the underlying problem. This is enough caring for compromise, but not enough truth in the confrontation. And finally, number 5, "I'll care enough to confront." Here is the only really healthy way to deal with the issue. Care enough and with enough courage to confront in love. And this is Jesus' model for us. Think of the example of Jesus. He never shied away from speaking truth, but he always did it in a loving, gracious way. And remember John 1:14, which says, Jesus came from the Father with what? Full of grace and truth. He exhibited both loving, gracious care and truth in speaking, confronting in his communication. This is exactly what God is calling us to do when we speak the truth in love. If you're having trouble understanding the differences between caring and confronting, I've added a table in your message link which compares and contrasts these 2 types of communication. Is there a situation that comes to mind when you think of carefronting? I pray that you will deal with it courageously by speaking the truth in love this week. Bless you, brother.